Hello and welcome to the TryLine podcast. Extremely special episode, this one. Not only is it our first episode of the official NRL season because I feel like the off-season's behind us, but we also have a bit of a surprise for you guys. I'm your host, Beau. This is my co-host, Denny.
Hey mate, how are you?
And today we have Dane Clarke from Clarkey's Rugby League column on the show, our very first guest. How you going, mate?
Yeah, very good. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Been seeing a lot of you guys' stuff on TikTok, and yeah, it's been really awesome to see.
Mate, we're stoked to have you on. Um, this guy here, if you don't know him, you should know him by now. He breaks NRL news every other day on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. He's got about 170,000 followers across social media, so go check him out. He's the number one go for NRL news, I think. I'm always watching him, so go check him out. Today we're going to be doing a special thing for you guys. We're going to be picking our team via a draft kind of system. Now, personally, I've been training for this for, I think, about 5 months on TikTok. I build teams every other day, so don't feel bad, boys, when I carve yous up here because I know teams, all right? I'll be building just an outstanding team. But how's it going to work, Denny?
All right, so how it's going to work is we're going to pick 14 players. So we're going to pick 13 starters and one super sub. The super sub, they must have been named to start on the bench for round one in the predicted teams at NRL.com.
Right.
So with the, yeah, cool. With the picks, you've got 30 seconds to pick a player. That player must have played in that position at club level. So, for example, you can't pick Turbo to play in the centres because at club level he plays fullback, state of origin plays centres.
Yep.
Righto?
All right.
Okay. Once you make your pick, can't change your pick, and you can't change the position of that pick. So if it's like a dual position and you pick him at one position, you can't change it to another.
All right.
Right? And then the order that will go in is, I think we agreed on Clarkey first.
Yep.
Me, Beau.
I'll go last because
And
I'm the experienced head, so I'll go last. It's okay.
No. Okay. If you say so. So that the next round, it'll go Beau, me, Clarkey. So it's like a kind of like a zigzag kind of deal.
All right, cool. I thought we'd start off with some questions just because our first guest. So we want to kind of start a tradition. We'll ask these 3 questions to every single guest we have on the show. Hopefully it's no disrespect to you, Clarkey. Hopefully it's more than you, although you can come on the show every other week if you want. But the first question we'll start with is a question I actually got in the Q&A last week. So what's the player, moment, coach, team that made you fall in love with rugby league?
Yeah, it's a great question, and for me, it's sort of spanned over a few different players. So when I was a kid, I went for the Newcastle Knights, and that was only because I knew who Andrew Johns was. I think every kid knew who Joey was.
Yeah.
And then when he retired, I remember asking my dad, I said, Dad, who's the best player now? Andrew doesn't play anymore. And he goes, it's Darren Lockyer. So then I was a huge Broncos fan, and I was all about the Broncos. And I was about the Broncos for several years, and then just wanted to be like my dad. I transitioned to an Eels fan. And I think this is sort of the first time I've actually admitted all these sort of team changes on a public thing because everyone knows me as an avid out-and-out Titans supporter. But yeah, I was a turncoat as a kid. Okay. So then I went to the Eels, and I loved Nathan Hindmarsh and Jared Hayne.
Yeah.
Of the 4 players I just said, if I had to pick absolutely one that made me fall in love, it was Jared Hayne. And I'm not afraid to admit, with my name being Dane, my old OzTag jerseys and touch on the off-season used to be the Dane plane. And I actually scored a try once, and I started doing the Hayne plane thinking I was pretty cool. And fair income, the umpire paused the clock and made me go pick up the ball and bring it back to the other team. He wouldn't let play go on until I did it. So if I had to pick one, boys, Jared Hayne was the man for me.
Mate, I think we can all agree that run in 09 that Jared Hayne had was just unbelievable. And then Ben Barber in 2012, I think, as well, was very good. But that 09 run, I don't think we'll ever see anything like it. It was just out of this world. Every week he seemed to put that team on his back. I think we spoke about it last week, Denny, that team probably had no right to be in the grand final in 09. And Jared Hayne, just on the back of his brilliance, if he didn't go the NFL, I feel like he could have just had such an amazing career, even bigger than what he did.
You're spot on. I mean, we have to remember when he left for the NFL, he won the Dally M Award alongside Jonathan Thurston, who is considered by most people, if not the greatest of all time, one of the greatest of all time. To achieve that, to be on $1 million, to be full comfortable, the top of the league, and go, you know what? I'm going to go to a foreign country and try a different sport that I've never tried in my whole life before. The fact he even walked onto an NFL field, played 1 minute in itself. Is spectacular. And what you were saying on 2009 also, like, you're right, that team had no right to go to the grand final. His performances week in, week out were just insane. And then to think that they actually lost to a team that was over the salary cap.
Yeah.
Imagine in a perfect world if the Storm were not over the cap and he got Parramatta to win a premiership that year. Like it'd be something else. It'd probably be, you know what? For me, the 2009 season is the greatest individual season of all time. But I think if he had have won the premiership and Storm weren't over the salary cap, then I don't think you could say anyone else had a better season.
Yeah, for sure. That's so well put. Like, I always think about it. I always put that up there with some of the best footy I've ever seen in my life. I know it's a very sore spot for Denny being a Parramatta supporter. The 2012, the 09 over the cap saga, but Storm won the comp, so the rest is history.
That's it.
Yep.
That is it.
All right, what do we got for second?
Alrighty, so the second question, it's kind of like a two-parter almost. So the first part is, who do you think is the greatest player of all time?
Who do I think the greatest player of all time is? I'm probably going to have to lean towards Andrew Johns, and I know that that's controversial because you have players like Lockie, Cronk, Smith, JT, Greg Inglis, and really there is no right or wrong answer. But I think if I had to pick my absolute top two, I've got Joey Johns and I've got Jonathan Thurston, and that's incorporating sort of every aspect of rugby league. You ask me who the best is, Cam Smith. You ask me who the biggest freak is, GI.
Yeah. Well, I'm sitting here in a Queensland jersey, proud Queensland supporter, and I'll put my life on the line and I'll say Andrew Johns every day of the week.
Absolutely.
And I always go off people I've seen play. I didn't see Wally Lewis play. I'm sure he was outstanding. There was other players before my time that I didn't see play, but Andrew Johns was the cream of the crop when I was growing up. I did hate him as a Queensland supporter. It seemed like any time he was in blue, we were losing. But he's the number one. He's the GOAT in my opinion, and I'm a big Jonathan Thurston fan. He's probably my favourite player of all time, but Andrew Johns is the GOAT in my opinion.
Yeah, nice.
I love JT as well, but I just think because they're both so gifted in attack, if you have to split it up, then you go to the defense. And obviously, Andrew Johns has played hooker in Origin and defended so well. He was the better defender than JT. JT was one of those players where it wasn't uncommon for him to be within the top 10 missed tackles for a year. Yeah. Now, obviously, his offense was so good that it just more than made up for it. But if you have to split them, then you have to go to defense, I think. And then when you go to defense, the answer has to become Joey.
Yep, for sure. I'm with you.
Yeah, righto. And who's the greatest coach of all time, in your opinion?
I know a lot of people have Wayne Bennett up there, and it is really hard to say he's not. But I just think Craig Bellamy. There's no argument for me because of how dominant he has been for such a long period. The culture that he's built. When he went to the Melbourne Storm, they weren't necessarily perceived. Well, no, I'm just going to flat out say it. They were not perceived as a top club. They were not, consistently within the top four. He transformed. He is the Melbourne Storm. Obviously, he had Cameron Smith and everyone there, but Craig Bellamy has turned the Melbourne Storm into a genuine powerhouse. The only argument and reason I can see as to why someone would say Craig Bellamy is not is he hasn't achieved success outside of the Storm. Now, I do think if Craig Bellamy was to sign for a team like the new Broncos side, the new Brisbane side that is most likely coming in 2023, if he was to sign there and win a premiership there, then I think it's argument over. But for me, just what he's been able to achieve so consistently at the Storm, it's Craig Bellamy for me.
I think the criticism of Craig Bellamy is more around he hasn't achieved any success without Cameron Smith, Cooper Cronk, and Billy Slater, because you think they've all been there when he's won grand finals. Like, even Cameron was still there last year. So I think you can knock that on the head. If Cam doesn't re-sign with Melbourne, which it doesn't look like he's going to play on, but we don't know. But if he doesn't play on as of this year, if they win the comp this year, then that's it. He's the GOAT.
Yeah.
If he can get it done without him and be successful without him with a team that's pretty good, but it doesn't have three of the best players to ever play, then that's number one, in my opinion.
Spot on, back-to-back without the big three. That'd be huge for Craig Bellamy. And another reason I didn't really touch on there before is I've actually done a graphic once on my page where I listed all the players that the Storm have signed since Bellamy arrived and all the players that he's developed since they arrived. And it's interesting. You even look at players like someone like Josh Adokar. Yes, he didn't develop him as a junior. He signed him because he saw something. And I think we can all agree, Josh Adokar had the potential at the Tigers, but Bellamy unlocked his potential and made him the player he is.
100%.
Same as Brandon Smith and so many other players in that system.
Yeah, I'm totally agreeing with you there.
Yeah, well, another point, you look at some of the back rowers that have left the Storm. Like you had not Cooper Cronk, sorry, Kevin Proctor was playing on the edge, was playing unbelievable, and he's gone to the Titans, and he's kind of like an average back rower now.
Yeah,
He wasn't really what he was at Storm.
Yeah, good
Even
point.
Tim Glasby would be another example with the Knights.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's multiple examples of players leaving from underneath Bellamy and not really performing in another system. And I think there's even players at the Storm now. Like I'm sure we would all consider Jerome Hughes a top 10 halfback. He started all year and won a premiership.
Yeah.
But I honestly think as good as Jerome Hughes was, if he was to leave the structure of the Melbourne Storm and what Bellamy's, put in place for him there, I don't think he'd quite be the same player. I don't think he'd be a bad player, but I don't think he'd quite be the same player. And then when you do go back and you look at the players that have left the Storm, as we just provided an example each, they're not the same player. So I think as far as that concerned, really the proof is in the pudding there.
Yeah, I'm with you. Craig's the GOAT.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, nice. All right, and this is the last part of the question, so it's kind of like a 3-part. So if you could spend a day with either the greatest coach or greatest player, so Joey Johns or Craig Bellamy, who would you spend it with and why?
Well, I think we all know what Joey liked to get up to off the field, so that'd obviously be a bit more of a session. But I think Craig Bellamy, I'd just love to pick his mind, and I'd like to try to understand how he developed the culture. I want to understand what makes the Storm the Storm. What makes Bellamy Bellamy? I'd love to just try to pick his mind and understand. And also, I don't play foot anymore, but I am interested in getting into coaching in a few years. When I used to coach, actually, I lived on the Gold Coast still. So I would go up to Broncos sessions and watch them, and I'd bring my notepad and I'd write down the warm-up drills Wayne Bennett did and the drills like I saw him do with the halves, etc., and sort of take little notes on how I could improve as a coach. And I mean, to sit down with Bellamy and understand not just training drills, but how to develop that culture, it'd be a crazy experience.
Yeah, 100%. All right. We've talked a lot about footy already. We've jam-packed that into, I think, about 10 minutes of content there. So let's go a non-footy related question. I really like this question. I've asked a lot of people this. But if you could get given right this second $30 million, right, or 30 million loyal friends, what would you take?
The business side of me says 30 million loyal friends, because then I would ask them each for $2, which doesn't seem like much. But
you stole my gag. You stole.
I have I?
You stole my whole bit.
Right. I'm sorry. But then I've got a few mates that wouldn't shout if a shark bit them. They're quite stingy, so I don't know if I'd want that option. I'd probably take the 30 million straight up. Yeah. I'd put that in my bank right now. I'd probably do some investments, work for another year, and then I'd probably retire and, still keep working on the page, of course. That's a huge passion, but, man, 30 mil in the bank, game over.
Well, the plan was for you to say 30 million friends and be all like, oh, yeah, 30 million friends, and then I was going to come in and say, wrong, you take the 30 million friends, but then you hit them up for $5 each, 150 million, you're in the bank.
Yeah.
You did that. You ruined that for me, so thanks for that. All right, let's get into the draft. I'm going to get you all back. I'm going to be winning the draft. Let's start.
Never.
So, Clarkey, you're starting, and I'll have the clock. I got my clock here. So you got 30 seconds on the clock. Who you taking? Draft pick number 1 of the inaugural TryLine Draft.
I thought about this one a little bit. I think Cameron Munster, after what I saw in the grand final in the last Origin series, I think he's probably the best player in the league at the moment. So I'm going to start off with Cameron Munster with the first pick for myself.
All right, so you're going Munster to clarify, Munster at 6.
Munster at 6, correct.
Because we have to be locking in positions, because one of the rules is you can't change the position. So Munster is at 6 for Clarkey. Danny, you're on the clock. I think I know who you're taking.
Wow. Okay, yeah. I never thought Tedesco would have made it past the first pick.
Yeah,
so
it was between them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thanks for leaving him for me. So I'll take Tedesco at fullback, mate.
All right. You got Tedesco at 1, which leaves me. Oh, okay. Well, so my thinking is you've got to go like one of your most important players, and the most important players in the competition right now are fullbacks and 5'8", in my opinion. So I will go Whiten at 5'8". That's who I'm going to go.
Nice. Yeah,
right,
and now you're back on the clock.
Back on the clock. Well, give me Pappenhausen at fullback. I've locked in me half and full, me 5'8" and fullback early. All right.
Alrighty, so you got
you're up.
Munster and Whiten gone. So I'm probably going to go another 5'8" here, actually. I'm going to pick Luke Keary. I think Luke Keary is a winner.
Yeah,
He's a
nice.
proven winner, mate. Didn't he win with the Bunnies?
He did.
And then he won twice with the Rabbitohs. So I'll be taking him every day of the week.
So are you gonna
winning a Club Churchill also?
Are you ever gonna take anyone that isn't at the Roosters? Oh, I said that. I took 2 Storm players, so I guess fair enough. I'll play that. Clarkey, you're up.
Yeah, so the reason I didn't go James Tedesco at first is because I think this man's on par with Tedesco. I can see Teddy's a little bit better, but it's razor thin. So with my second pick, I'm choosing Roger Tuivasa-Sheck at fullback.
Oh, really nice. It would have been a big shame if he fell out of the second round there. He's a really good player. Really big loss to the NRL, I think.
Oh,
all right, so
huge.
Clarkey, you're backing up, mate. You're up again.
I'm backing. All right. For my next pick at halfback, I'm going to choose Nathan Cleary. I think he's the best halfback in the comp at the moment.
Nice.
Yep. Good pick.
All right. So my one's an easy pick for me. Jason Tamalolo. Lock.
First forward gone.
I was eyeing him off big time. He's probably the only player you would pick within the top 3 that's not a spine player.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
You've put pressure on me now because I feel like I want to take a forward.
Take a forward then.
Yeah. I'll go Papali. I'll have Papali. So the 2 Raiders players now. I'll go Papali.
Use me next pick.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks.
All right. I'm back. Am I back in?
You're back on the clock. Yeah, you're back on the clock, mate.
Well, then I am taking a player that I think will have a really big season this year. And maybe I'm taking him a little bit high. But I'm going Latrell Mitchell, and I'll play him at left centre.
Ooh, that is naughty.
Yep. There you go. Lock him in.
Alrighty. I'm going to pick my other half, actually. I'm going to pick Cherry Evans. Thank you.
Yeah, nice.
Great choice.
Cherry.
Queensland captain.
Yeah.
Great man.
Yeah. Get me halves out of the way.
All right, Clarkey.
All right. I'm really surprised he's lasted this long. I know he didn't have the best season last year, but for me, I'm choosing Damien Cook at hooker. I think he's the best hooker in the world. There's a few close to him, and there's a few.
Oh, no.
I won't say their names because I'm hopeful you guys might leave him out of your team, but we all know who I'm talking about. But I've still got Cookie as the best hooker for me.
He's the best hooker in the game.
Totally forgot about Cookie. Kicking myself. And I think you got another pick coming up.
Am I up again?
Yep.
Oh,
yeah.
Perfect. Again, I'm surprised he lasted this long. I'm going to go a prop as well. I think you guys know who I'm about to say. Payne Haas from the Brisbane Broncos.
Oh, yeah. Good pick. Good
pick. What a player he is.
Man, I've got all these written down, and what's doing? What am I doing?
Oh, Payne Haas.
Bloody hell. All right, I'll go. I'm going to pick another forward, actually. It'll be he's played in the back row before. I'm picking Cam Murray.
Yeah, good pick. Yeah, I think he was a big loss for New South Wales this year. Really big loss. I think he was going to be a big part of what they did off the bench.
Especially because Cookie just bounces off him so well with those scoots, with the rule speed, the rule changes, speeding up the ruck, etc.
Well, their whole game, New South Wales, is just up the middle, fast over the advantage line, and who does that better than Cam Murray? So I think he would have dominated up there. Now
that kind of makes Damien Cook kind of useless. So
wasting my pick.
Bad pick by you.
Yeah, like a counter card almost.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go a hooker because now I got a little bit stunned by the Cookie move. So I'm going to go Appy, who was, I think, the next best hooker.
Yep.
No. Oh no. I forgot another hooker. I forgot another hooker.
Yeah, mate. And he's coming to me. All
mate. Picks are final. It hurts. Okay. Yeah. All right. Bounce back. I'm back on the clock. So I've got a 9. I've got a forward. Me spine. Oh, I need a half. Still need a half. No, I'm not going to half. I don't know.
Clock's ticking, mate.
I'll go. I'm gonna panic here. I'm gonna go Angus Crichton. Where did that come from?
Not a bad pick at all. Not a bad.
Yeah, no, he's a good player. He's a good player.
Jesus. Oh, now I'm rocked.
Oh no, now I was gonna pick. Oh no, hooker Harry Green.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Great pick.
Thanks.
Thank
you.
Pick.
Oh, for reference, Cameron Smith is out of this, right? We're not
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
He's
okay,
not
good.
currently signed to a top
Yeah,
30
good.
squad. So
All right, that's good.
Well, I think we've all picked our hookers anyway. So
Yeah, hookers are locked in. I got to really think.
yes,
And I mean, no one got a bad pick.
No.
No one can be 30 at their pick, that's for sure. All right, is that me up?
Yeah, you got
yeah, I
two in a
think
row.
you're up.
Have I got a back-to-back pick as well, right?
Yep.
Yep.
All right. This is a bit of a cheeky move, but I'm going to sort out my left edge. So I'm going to sign Stephen Crichton at 3 and
nice.
Josh Adokar on the wing. I think that's just deadly. Like that just screams points to me.
Yeah,
Mm,
I'm rattled. I don't
that's
have a seven.
nice. Well, mate, there's not very many good 7s left, mate. Oh, well, there is, but
Yeah. All right, you're up, Denny.
anyway. Alrighty, what am I after? I'm after a centre. I think I'm gonna be picking Katoni Staggs, right centre.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I think. Yep.
All right, I am up. I'm gonna go Adam Reynolds. I'm gonna take him. He's got a good kicking game. He's gonna just park his in your in goal the whole game. So he's gonna roll it in for me. I'm gonna go him, and because I've already got a dominating centre, I'm gonna go Katoni Staggs at the other centre. That's what I'm gonna go. That's my 2 picks in a row.
Didn't I just pick Katoni Staggs?
Did you?
Yeah, Staggs is out.
I was not even.
Mate.
I was so focused on picking a halfback. I was not even listening to anyone else. All right, so
mate, Katoni Staggs is gone.
he's off the board.
He is.
Can you pick state of origin Dane Gagai, or is it club level Dane Gagai?
Yeah,
I mean, he's one of those players that he's a true versatile player. He does play centre and wing for clubs, so I'll allow it, I guess. What do you think?
Yeah, go Dane Gagai. Come on.
Dane Gagai
Yeah,
in the centres.
Lock him in. Gagai.
Alrighty, I'm going to pick my a front rower for me. Thank you. I'll take James Fisher-Harris.
Oh, good pick. I come in so confident in this. I'm getting absolutely poleaxed.
Yeah, mate, that's what happens.
All right.
All right, I think it's Clarkey up 2 in a row.
Yeah.
All right, 2 in a row.
Yeah.
I'll probably fill out my right edge then. I'm going to go Joseph Manu in the centre.
Nice.
And I'm going to put David Norfoluma outside him.
nice.
I feel like, again, with Joseph Manu's offload, I can see a lot of points there also.
Far out.
All right, so we're about halfway through here. I think we should maybe recap our teams.
No, I don't even know my team.
You don't know your team?
Nah.
All right, well, you think about it for a sec. I'll give my team. I've got Pappen, Whiten, I've got Papali, I've got Latrell Mitchell, Appy Coruscant, Angus Crichton, and Dane Gagai. That's who I've got.
I think I went a bit of a different route. I was going to select my forwards towards the end just because I think that there are more sort of quality forwards available. So at the back, I've got RTS. My wings are Norfoluma and the Fox. I've got Crichton and Manu in the centres. My halves are Munster and Cleary. I've got Damien Cook at hooker and Payne Haas.
Yeah, that's
a
good.
bloody good team.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're fighting for second year though.
Well, who do you got? I've got down for you Teddy, Cleary, Jason Tamalolo, and Cherry Evans.
Hold on. Let me.
Yeah, go through it.
Just hold on. So I got Teddy at fullback.
Yep.
I got Tony Staggs in centres. Keary at 5'8". Bloody Cherry Evans at halfback.
Okay.
Then I've got Harry Grant at hooker.
Oh yeah.
Oof. Cam Murray at back row.
Yep.
Jason Tamalolo lock. And that's it.
All right.
I think.
And whose pick is it?
And James Fisher-Harris at prop. I think it's my pick. So my other centre, I'm going to pick my other centre now, actually. I'm going to go Bradman Best.
Nice.
On the left.
Good pick.
All right.
Thanks.
I'll go Daniel Tupou on one wing. And then I might get a forward. What forward? Junior Paulo still in the game?
He is still available,
He is, yeah.
I'll have 2 of the best forwards going around at the moment.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's a good front row pairing,
I
mate.
feel like that gets me back in the game a little bit now.
Alrighty, so I'm up now, aren't I?
Yep.
You are.
So I'm going to go my bench player, Brandon Smith.
Perfect. Perfect.
All right.
That's
the number one.
probably the smartest pick yet.
Number one bench player in the competition.
Yeah, no question. All right, that puts me up
thanks
with
for coming.
another back-to-back pick, I think.
Yep.
I'm going to wear out my back row.
Yeah.
And I don't think I can go wrong here when I pick Viliami Kikau and David Fafita.
Jesus.
Oh, nice. Big, powerful runners of the ball.
Yeah.
Wow.
Jeez.
And now the issue for me is I'm trying to think of my bench player.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got him.
Denny,
No one better steal my bench player.
Alrighty. So I think I need a front rower. So I'm going to go. I copped a lot of slack for this on TikTok. I'm going to pick David Clemmer. I got heaps of slack on it saying that Daniel Safedi's way better, but I checked the numbers. I ran the numbers. Man, Clemmer's 10 times better.
Yeah, I wouldn't say 10 times. I think they're pretty close.
Statistically, last year, Clemmer really, really dominated Safedi across the board.
Yeah. And, I mean, you look at the stats. How did Freddie not pick him for the Blues? I mean, we were obviously happy as Queenslanders, but statistically, he should have been there. Enforcer-wise, he should have been there. And experience-wise, he should have been there.
That's what we had a big talk about today, too. Statistically, yes. Enforcer, even more so. Like, he strikes a bit of fear, Clemmer. And he's not afraid to give away a penalty to let you know that he's there. So I was happy that he wasn't picked.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so it's my turn. I think I've only got 3 picks left. I'm at 11 players, I think. Yeah, so...
Yeah, I've got 3 as well.
I'm going to take my bench player. I'm going to take Kurt Capewell because he's being predicted to be on the bench. That's a huge pick. I think he's one of Queensland's best. And then I need a back rower as well. What other back rowers are running around at the moment? Let's go Elliot Whitehead. I like him. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Elliot Whitehead. Yeah, he's a nice player. All right, I'm going to fill out my back row as well, I think. I'll go Tohu Harris.
Yeah.
All right.
Fantastic.
Tohu Harris. Nice. He can play. He's played in the forwards, in the front row, as well. He started playing there last year, so I'll take him any day of the week.
You got him in the back row, though?
Oh, yeah, in the back row.
All right, you're up.
All right. Bowie, I think you're going to hate me here. I think you really missed someone when you went your bench player this year. I'll give you a hint. He started for us in Origin and he won a premiership off the bench this year.
Oh.
And he's just changed clubs. And you forgot him, didn't you?
Yeah. Jesus.
I'm going to have to pick Big Tino as my bench player. And then at lock, I'm going to go Jake Trbojevic. I think he's the second best lock in the game, only to Jason Tamalolo, who's obviously already gone. So I'll go Big Jakey there.
All right, I've only got a winger to go. Is everyone else at their last picks?
Yep, I got one pick.
I think I've got... Wow, what am I doing? I think I've got wingers. I don't think I have any wingers yet.
All right, so you go 2, because you're the only one that has had 2 in a row. So you go 2, and I'll pick
all right.
back of that.
Alex Johnson, Brian Toto.
Yeah, I wish I didn't give you 2 straight away. Jesus Christ, what a day it's been. I will go Valentine Holmes. I'll go Valentine Holmes on the wing.
Played there last season.
Yeah, played there for the Sharks. Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Bloody hell. Alrighty, so
Clarkey's
everyone's done, or
pick.
Clarkey's got one more?
I got one more pick. I'm going to go Adam Fanor-Blake to round out my last prop spot. I was between him and Takiaho. I'm not too sure. They're both great players, but I'll go AFB.
Yeah, good pick.
Okay, nice.
All right, so we'll throw the we'll throw the teams up on the screen. We'll put that up for you, and you tell us who you think won. And I think this has been fun. I think it was really good. I think I got absolutely dominated just then. Actually, I think Clarkey's got the best team.
You did talk of the game though, Beau.
Mate, I do it too much. I just got non-stop players running through my mind. Okay, so I just pick teams all the time. If anything, I was disadvantaged here.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, I did enjoy having those back-to-back picks. That did help me a lot, I think.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I really love this episode. Thanks for coming on, Clarkey. If you want to support this guy, he does a lot of really good work. Go check out his Patreon. You can find that via his Instagram. 100% of that goes to charity, guys. So he just does that off his own back. He's a really good bloke. And like I said, go follow him on all his socials. And anything you want to plug before you go, Clarkey?
Nah, nothing I want to plug. Just if you guys are still listening, make sure you subscribe to the TryLine podcast. Absolutely fantastic to be here, guys, and hopefully I can get another crack. Get me another gig. Get him back.
All right, thanks, guys.